What if the most important military move in the Middle East didn't come with sirens, speeches, or headlines? Under rising regional tensions, Israel has quietly carried out a new missile test. No press conference, no official confirmation. Why now? What message was really sent? And who was it meant for? Stay with us, because what happened in silence could reshape the balance of power louder than any public warning. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into a development that has sparked intense behind the scenes discussion among military analysts and regional observers alike. While headlines often focus on visible conflicts, troop movements, or fiery political statements, some of the most consequential actions happen quietly. Israel's recent missile test, reportedly conducted under heightened regional tension, fits exactly into that category. There were no dramatic announcements, no public demonstrations, and no official confirmation packed with details. Instead, there was silence. And in strategic terms, silence can be deafening. This opening section sets the stage for understanding why such a test matters. The Middle East is currently experiencing overlapping pressures: proxy conflicts, missile threats, drone warfare, and shifting alliances. In this environment, even a routine test can carry layered meanings. Was this test purely technical, meant to validate upgrades or reliability? Or was it a carefully timed signal intended to be noticed only by those watching closely? Israel has long followed a policy of strategic ambiguity, especially regarding advanced weapons systems. By neither confirming nor denying certain capabilities, it keeps adversaries guessing. This test appears to follow that same tradition. As we move through this video, we'll break down what is known, what can reasonably be inferred, and why the timing of this test has analysts paying close attention. Understanding this moment requires looking beyond the launch itself and into the strategic mindset behind it. To understand why this missile test is so significant, we need to look at the regional context in which it occurred. The Middle East is currently marked by elevated alert levels across multiple fronts. Ongoing conflicts, indirect confrontations, and escalating rhetoric have created an atmosphere where miscalculation could lead to rapid escalation. In such a climate, any military activity, especially involving missiles, takes on added weight. Missile tests are rarely just about engineering. They are statements, often directed at multiple audiences at once. For domestic audiences, they reinforce confidence in national defense. For allies, they signal readiness and technological credibility. For adversaries, they serve as reminders of deterrence. Conducting such a test quietly suggests Israel wanted the message delivered selectively, without provoking public pressure or forcing immediate reactions. Heightened tensions also mean intelligence services across the region are on high alert. Satellite monitoring, radar tracking, and signal analysis ensure that even quiet tests are rarely invisible. This raises an important point. Silence does not mean secrecy in the absolute sense. Instead, it reflects controlled visibility, allowing the right observers to notice while avoiding public escalation. In this section, the key takeaway is timing. Tests conducted during calm periods blend into routine military activity. Tests conducted during tense periods are interpreted as deliberate. Whether defensive or deterrent in nature, this test occurred at a moment when every action is being carefully measured, weighed, and analyzed by regional players. Israel's history with missile development provides crucial background for interpreting this event. For decades, Israel has invested heavily in layered defense and long-range strike capabilities. From missile defense systems to precision-guided weapons, its strategy emphasizes technological edge and rapid response. Missile testing is a core part of maintaining that edge. What makes this test particularly interesting is not necessarily the technology involved, but the approach taken. Israel has previously conducted tests openly, especially for defensive systems meant to reassure the public. In contrast, quiet tests are often associated with sensitive upgrades, new configurations, or strategic systems where ambiguity is beneficial. Historically, Israel has used ambiguity to deter without provoking. By allowing speculation to fill the gap left by official silence, it forces adversaries to plan for worst-case scenarios. This can be more effective than explicit declarations, which can lock all sides into rigid postures. This test also fits into a broader pattern of gradual capability refinement rather than dramatic leaps. Modern missile systems evolve through incremental improvements. Range, accuracy, survivability, and countermeasure resistance. Testing validates these refinements under real conditions. Even without knowing the exact missile involved, analysts can infer that the purpose was to ensure readiness in an increasingly complex threat environment. Understanding Israel's long-term strategy helps explain why this test was neither accidental nor routine. It was a calculated action, rooted in decades of doctrine emphasizing preparedness, deterrence, and strategic uncertainty. One of the most debated questions following the test is, who was the intended audience? In military signaling, audiences are rarely singular. This test likely spoke to multiple listeners at once, each hearing a slightly different message. For potential adversaries, the signal is straightforward. Israel's missile capabilities are active, tested, and ready. No matter the nature of the threat, missiles, drones, or coordinated attacks, Israel is continuously validating its response options. The lack of publicity may actually intensify this message, as uncertainty forces adversaries to assume advanced capabilities. For regional allies, the test reinforces Israel's role as a technologically capable military power. Quiet competence can be reassuring, suggesting stability and control rather than panic or escalation. Allies often value predictability, and a restrained approach can signal confidence. There is also a domestic audience. While the public may not receive details, the act itself supports internal confidence within defense institutions. Engineers, commanders, and policymakers see confirmation that systems perform as expected under current conditions. Finally, there is the global audience, major powers observing regional dynamics. A restrained test demonstrates professionalism and avoids drawing unwanted diplomatic pressure. It suggests that Israel is managing tensions without theatrical displays, keeping actions proportionate and controlled. In this section, the core idea is that silence does not equal absence of communication. The message was delivered, just not through press releases or speeches. Let's now consider what this test might indicate about technological direction. While specific details remain undisclosed, analysts often look at test patterns, locations, and timing to draw informed conclusions. Missile tests can relate to range extension, accuracy improvements, new guidance systems, or compatibility with different launch platforms. In recent years, missile technology worldwide has focused on precision and survivability rather than sheer destructive power. The ability to reach targets accurately, avoid interception, and adapt to electronic warfare environments is critical. A quiet test may suggest evaluation of such advanced features. Another possibility is integration testing, ensuring that missiles work seamlessly with sensors, command systems, and real-time intelligence. Modern warfare relies on networks, not isolated weapons. Testing under current regional conditions helps validate these complex interactions. It's also worth noting that missile defense and offensive missile development often evolve together. Improvements in defense prompt corresponding adjustments in offense, and vice versa. This test may reflect that ongoing technological dialogue. What's important here is restraint in interpretation. While speculation is natural, the absence of official information means conclusions should remain grounded. The real significance lies not in guessing exact specifications, but in recognizing that Israel is actively refining capabilities in response to an evolving threat landscape. Regional reactions, official or otherwise, offer another lens through which to view this event. Even without public statements, shifts in military posture, media narratives, or diplomatic tone can reveal how others perceive the test. In many cases, silence from neighboring states can be intentional, aimed at avoiding escalation. Acknowledging a missile test publicly might force a response, narrowing diplomatic options. By staying quiet, regional actors preserve flexibility. At the same time, intelligence assessments will almost certainly incorporate the test into broader threat evaluations. Military planners adjust assumptions, update scenarios, and reassess timelines. This internal response is often more consequential than public rhetoric. Internationally, major powers tend to monitor such developments closely but respond cautiously. A quiet test, especially without accompanying statements, provides little basis for formal protest or intervention. This may have been part of the calculation, maintaining readiness without triggering diplomatic fallout. This section highlights an important dynamic. Modern deterrence often operates below the threshold of public confrontation. Actions are taken, noticed, and processed quietly. Stability, paradoxically, can depend on these subtle signals rather than overt shows of force. Another key angle is deterrence theory. Deterrence is not just about having capability. It's about convincing others that the capability is credible and usable if necessary. Missile tests play a crucial role in maintaining that credibility. By testing under tense conditions, Israel demonstrates confidence in its systems even when the stakes are high. This suggests readiness, not improvisation. Deterrence works best when potential adversaries believe responses will be swift, accurate, and controlled. Strategic ambiguity enhances this effect. When capabilities are known in general but unclear in detail, adversaries must plan for a wide range of possibilities. This uncertainty can discourage risky behavior. At the same time, restraint prevents deterrence from tipping into provocation. The quiet nature of the tests suggests a careful balance, reinforcing deterrence without crossing into overt escalation. This balance is especially important in regions with multiple overlapping conflicts. A single misinterpreted signal could cascade into wider confrontation. By keeping the test low profile, Israel may have aimed to strengthen deterrence while minimizing miscalculation. From a strategic communication perspective, this event highlights how modern military messaging has evolved. Not every message is delivered through speeches or press conferences. Sometimes, the absence of commentary is itself the message. In an age of instant media amplification, restraint can stand out. Quiet actions suggest confidence and control, qualities that are often valued by allies and feared by adversaries. This contrasts with more theatrical approaches that can appear reactive or insecure. This approach also reflects an understanding of information saturation. When everything is loudly announced, messages can lose impact. Selective silence restores significance to actions themselves. For analysts and observers, this means reading between the lines, examining timing, context, and patterns rather than statements. It's a reminder that strategic narratives are shaped as much by what is left unsaid as by what is declared. This section emphasizes that modern military strategy operates on multiple levels: physical, psychological, and informational. Israel's quiet missile test appears to engage all three simultaneously. Looking ahead, what might this test mean for the near future? While one event does not define a trajectory, it can hint at priorities. Continued testing suggests ongoing investment in missile capabilities, likely aligned with evolving regional threats. We may see further quiet actions, additional tests, readiness drills, or system integrations, rather than dramatic announcements. This pattern would be consistent with a strategy focused on preparedness without escalation. For the region, this underscores the importance of stability mechanisms and communication channels. Quiet deterrence can maintain balance, but it requires all sides to interpret signals carefully. For viewers and observers, the lesson is to pay attention to patterns, not just headlines. The most consequential developments are often those that receive the least attention at first. This section serves as a bridge between analysis and reflection, encouraging a deeper understanding of how modern security dynamics operate beneath the surface. In conclusion, Israel's quietly executed missile test under heightened regional tensions is a powerful example of strategic subtlety. It reinforces deterrence, validates readiness, and communicates capability, all without public spectacle. Rather than viewing silence as absence, we should recognize it as deliberate choice. In a region where words and actions can quickly escalate, controlled messaging matters. This test appears designed to reassure allies, caution adversaries, and maintain strategic balance. As tensions continue to ebb and flow, such quiet moves may become increasingly common. They reflect a mature approach to security, one that prioritizes preparedness and stability over headlines. Understanding these dynamics helps us move beyond surface-level reactions and appreciate the deeper strategic calculations at play. The real story is not just that a missile was tested, but how and why it was done the way it was. If you found this deep dive analysis insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next breakdown. Share this video with anyone interested in global security and military strategy, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Was this test about deterrence, readiness, or something more?